Good evening from Japan. This is World News, where we see dawn break over the vast devastation. New images of the fury of the tsunami as we fly into the region obliterated by its power. Millions of people lining up for food, water, shelter. And now tonight, urgent escalating questions about problems at the nuclear power site. A second explosion. At a third reactor, volcanically hot fuel rods exposed. Families line up for radiation tests, asking what are the chances of a catastrophic nuclear meltdown? And amid the worry, help starts to arrive as everyone hopes for still one more incredible rescue.
From ABC News, this is a special edition of World News with Diane Sawyer. Disaster in the Pacific. Reporting tonight from Japan.
Good evening tonight from the coast of Japan, where all of us at ABC News are bringing you a story we have never seen before. We know the crushing impact of that earthquake and the tsunami that swept away thousands and thousands of lives. But word tonight of an issue at a nuclear site which at the very least could be uncharted territory. There are 3 reactors at one location in trouble. We know that 2 had explosions, releasing some radiation. And now word that at a third reactor, uranium rods with core heat of 3,400 degrees have been partially or perhaps entirely exposed, raising the question of a nuclear power meltdown. The Japanese have now called in American nuclear experts and the International Atomic Energy Agency. Even as those new images remind us of the violent events on Friday. In the north, an entire town whose houses rode the rapids, today flattened by the water. A minivan, no match for the jet speed waves. And this is what the passengers saw as the brown waters overwhelmed the airport as they waited to board their planes. Our team is out across the disaster zone tonight, and we start with the dramatic events of this day as we traveled into the northern part of Japan.
Here it is, the savage effect of this water coming across. The seawalls couldn't stop it, the floodgates couldn't stop it. We're seeing those iconic scenes like the airport. That's where we saw those women with their pink parasols on the roof and the sign that said help in English. And we're looking at these places where these giant tunnels of black water swept in and picked up all of those cars.
And today, a new way of seeing the raw power of the tsunami as it hit. New images of neighborhoods on the move, the water swirling, smashing a community of homes. Drivers taking refuge on top of their cars. And a new sense how quickly the tsunami struck. There was calm water, then warning sirens, then moments later, watch the water bubble. The surge catching the speeding minivan, dragging it away. And the clear, stark reality of what once was, erased by water. The Sendai airport then and today. The Daiichi nuclear plant before and after. On the ground, on street after street, a kind of twisted sculpture garden.
Come with me now for one walk down one street and you'll see what we mean. The bookstore. Not one car, not one truck, but 3 all plowed in on top of each other. And you can see it's layered, it's stacked one upon the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can't even count. And this was the only way to get gasoline?
Throughout the city, people patiently waiting hours for gasoline. The line stretching into infinity.
Waiting an hour and you'll wait as long as it takes?
Yes.
This is unbelievable. 500 cars and that'll be it. For a city this size, this is a city of 1 million people.
On other streets, other lines for food.
How long have you been in line?
2 to 3 hours.
Do you have any water at home at all?
Absolutely not.
None? Nothing? Hi, what do you want to buy?
This young man told me he has come to buy any food that doesn't require water to cook it.
And milky mushrooms. And you have chestnuts.
This woman says she has enough water at home, but not enough to eat. At another point, we stop at a shelter. Remember, 2 million people are in a country, cold at night, without power. Families making the most of what little they have.
And how long have you been here?
I can't count anymore. Maybe 5 days. We slept like 3 nights in the car.
In the car?
Outside, the search. Have you seen? Do you know? A husband on a bicycle, looking for his missing wife, showing her picture. And near us, a rescue mission that got there too late. We watched as they recovered the body behind the blue tarp. But hope is revived by the near miraculous rescues, like this man pulled out of the rubble, and another 60 years old clinging to his rooftop as he floated 10 miles offshore. And these people stranded on the roof of a school, looking down, seeing something moving. A car piled in mud and debris. People still alive. They alert the rescuers, who find 3 elderly people in the car who had been stuck there for 20 hours, no food, no water. They pulled them out, warmed them up. She says she was washed away by the waves and so afraid. Survival. And a kind of strength, a stoicism.
We're working days on it, and
This husband and wife told me they were determined to dig their business out one shovel at a time.
Well, good luck to you. So look at this.
Down the street, a home ravaged by the tsunami. But we discover inside...
The clock is still running. The clock is still ticking.
As if to say, time goes on. And that other big worry, of course, the nuclear plant. As we took the helicopter, we had to circle away, detour away from that nuclear site. And down below, so many people, it's in effect a city the size of Toledo, have been told to stay inside or evacuate. And our David Muir is there as the experts try to figure out what's going on. David?
Diane, Japan is now dealing with its 3rd explosion at a nuclear reactor. This time, the external wall did not collapse like before. And that might not be a good thing. They are concerned here that the pressure within at the base of the reactor might have caused cracks, and if so, that means radioactive material could be leaking out. Entire families who escaped the shadow of the doomed nuclear power reactors are now coming here, worried they were exposed to radiation. We were given extraordinary access to the test site, where medical teams wearing hazmat suits use megaphones to direct the parents and their children where to go. They're using Geiger counters and handheld scanners, checking everyone one by one, especially the most vulnerable, the children, scanning this little girl's hair. And there are countless young faces here. There are 3 nuclear reactors in trouble tonight at what's called the Fukushima Daiichi plant. Just 2 days ago, an explosion at Reactor 1 released radioactive material into the air. Then just yesterday, a second blast at Reactor 3, releasing more. And while dramatic, these are not the worst-case scenario. And tonight, there is now new concern about Reactor 2 after learning of a new explosion there. Inside each of those blown-out buildings sits a fiery hot nuclear core inside a small structure. Cool water must be pumped in to avoid a disastrous meltdown. But the pumps failed in the earthquake and the tsunami, and so they've been flooding them with ocean water. That too not working. Twice today, the red-hot cores were exposed, and now real fear of a complete meltdown. Already here, trace amounts seeping out from those first 2 explosions. The crew aboard 3 U.S. helicopters flying 60 miles from the plant experienced a small exposure, cleared up by washing down. Here on the ground, authorities told us that more than 100 people in just 1 day testing positive. They've been taken to area hospitals for further testing. And today, this image of a girl who's been isolated for decontamination, peering through a window at her dog. And the evacuees keep coming. This woman brought her parents and her grandmother. And they tested your grandmother too? And your grandmother was okay? Okay. She's okay? Yeah. Everyone? Everyone. They tell us everyone is okay. But as we traveled the perimeter of this evacuation zone, the question now emerging, is the government here being completely forthcoming? This couple tells us they understand the government doesn't want to scare the people, but they also suspect that they are not getting the full picture.
That couple told me they did not want to leave their home, but had to for food and water. We've also learned tonight that the Japanese government has distributed more than 200,000 iodine pills to stave off the effects of radiation. They say it's just a precaution, but Diane, another signal that this is a very serious situation on their hands tonight. Back to you in the north.
That's right, a very tiny little pill, but it can make a very big difference. But we wondered what the U.S. Defense Department is saying tonight about the danger in Japan, and Martha Raddatz has that.
We wanted to know, what is the worst-case scenario in Japan?
The reactor cores in several reactors get so hot, they fuse into a molten mass that bursts through the containment structures, spewing radioactivity into the water, air, and ground.
Unlike Chernobyl, these Japanese reactors are surrounded by 6-foot steel and concrete containment vessels, so even multiple reactor meltdowns would not likely be as bad as Chernobyl. But if there were meltdowns, how far could the radiation travel?
If the wind is blowing out to the ocean, as it usually does, then most of the contamination goes out there. If the wind shifts south, well then some of the most heavily populated areas of Japan are at risk, including Tokyo itself.
How about the U.S.?
The fires could be so hot that it would send radioactive particles carrying it across the Pacific.
The Nuclear Regulatory Commission says even if that happened, there is a low likelihood that any harmful radiation would reach the U.S. or its territories. But uncertainty could continue for weeks in a scenario where there is no meltdown, but the reactors are not stabilized either. Martha Raddatz, ABC News, Washington.
And as we know, the force of this storm, the force of this earthquake was so strong that it actually moved this island some 8 feet closer to the United States. And today we got word it's been upgraded from an 8.9 earthquake to a 9. And our Clarissa Ward is up north where entire villages were obliterated. Clarissa.
Diane, behind me is a high school which is now acting as a temporary shelter for some 400 people. And we passed dozens of shelters like this as we made our journey across some of the hardest hit areas.
Pushing up north, the chaos and clamor of traffic-filled streets give way to ghost towns.
So we're just now getting to some of the most devastated areas, and the first thing you notice is how eerily quiet it is here. This place literally feels deserted. And the devastation is just enormous. I mean, there are trees uprooted, houses crumpled, doorways blocked completely. And another thing we're really noticing now as we push further up into the north is the smell. More and more I can smell decomposing bodies.
Along this stretch of coast, there is almost no power and little food or water. What there is devastation. Memories of a home consigned to rubble. A pair of shoes, family photos, a child's drawing, a beautiful young girl. We talked to a neighbor and found out the devastating tragedy about the family next door. My friends died, she tells me. So many people I know died. I ask her little girl if she's scared. She nods, still in shock. Tonight, residents have converged on a nearby shelter. This is their new reality.
Volunteers have been providing some food for the people staying here. On average, they're getting about a ball of rice a day and some soup and a little bit of water. It's enough for now, but most people we spoke to inside say they just have no idea how long they will be here. Diane?
That is what we're hearing too, Clarissa. Thank you. And we're going to take a break. After we come back, what about U.S. nuclear sites and earthquakes? How safe are those reactors?
This is ABC World News with Diane Sawyer, brought to you by TD Ameritrade.
Can a trading site help make you a sharper trader? Mine can.
TD Ameritrade can.
They've got trading specialists I can call for help.
And paper trading.
Free practice trading that helps me hone my technique.
Complex options.
And free tutorials, online or in person.
Can a trading site really make a difference?
If it can't, why are you trading there?
#1 in online equity trades, TD Ameritrade.
Trade commission free for 30 days. Plus, get up to $500 when you open an account.
Women move the world. Move our families forward. Move us all to a better place. And Caltrate moves us. Caltrate knows 80% of us don't get the calcium we need, and when we don't, our bodies steal it from our bones. Caltrate helps put it back with 1,200 milligrams of calcium and 800 IU of vitamin D. Women need Caltrate. Caltrate helps women keep moving because women move the world.
Can the taste of Kashi cereals actually make you smile?
It's nutty, it's crunchy, it's not too sweet. I give it a big smile. A big thumbs up smile.
At Kashi, we make great tasting cereals so people can eat well with a smile.
It has a really nice honey flavor.
Berries are awesome.
In fact, we'll guarantee it. Try a Kashi cereal. If it doesn't make you smile, you could try a different box for free. Learn more about our smile guarantee at Kashi.com.
Kashi, 7 whole grains on a mission.
Desperate for nighttime heartburn relief? For many, Nexium helps relieve heartburn symptoms caused by acid reflux disease. Talk to your doctor about your risk for osteoporosis-related bone fractures if you take multiple daily doses of Nexium for a long time. Possible side effects include headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. Talk to your doctor about Nexium. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
The United States has 104 nuclear reactors in 31 states, raising the question based on Japan. What about those reactors and nuclear faults underneath? And David Wright decided to look more deeply into that. David?
Good evening, Diane. We're at the San Onofre nuclear power plant midway between Los Angeles and San Diego, right on the coastline and smack in the middle of America's earthquake country. And what's going on in Japan raises very real concerns about the potential for such a disaster here. A deadly natural disaster that threatens to unleash an even deadlier man-made one. The operators of the San Onofre nuclear power plant insist they're prepared. Is this plant safe?
Absolutely, this plant is safe.
We asked the White House to explain how U.S. nuclear safety standards compare to Japanese ones.
U.S. power plants are designed to very high standards for earthquake effect.
Of the 100-plus nuclear power plants in the U.S., 11 are in areas prone to earthquakes. Early indications are the Daiichi reactor withstood the quake and the tsunami. But as we know, that 1-2 punch cut off the power supply and then knocked out the backup generators, a scenario the industry calls a station blackout.
There are many pathways to station blackout at atomic reactors here in the United States. Tsunamis could do it, earthquakes could do it.
In Japan, the station blackout left battery power as the only way to cool the reactor long enough to shut it down. Industry officials say the batteries in Japan were designed to last 8 to 12 hours, apparently not long enough. In the U.S., some backup batteries last half that long.
Some of the batteries in the U.S. are not as good as the Japanese.
Here at San Onofre, they say they have learned a lot from past disasters. Now, of course, nuclear power plant operators have one more disaster to study. Diane?
And when we come back, we're going to take a closer look at how long it will take for the world to get food, water, shelter to the people who need it so much right here in Japan.
It's simple physics. A body at rest tends to stay at rest, while a body in motion tends to stay in motion. Staying active can actually ease arthritis symptoms, but if you have arthritis, staying active can be difficult. Prescription Celebrex can help relieve arthritis pain so your body can stay in motion, because just one 200 milligram Celebrex a day can provide 24-hour relief for many with arthritis pain and inflammation. Plus, in clinical studies, Celebrex is proven to improve daily physical function so moving is easier. And Celebrex is not a narcotic. When it comes to relieving your arthritis pain, you and your doctor need to balance the benefits with the risks. All prescription NSAIDs like Celebrex, ibuprofen, naproxen, and meloxicam have the same cardiovascular warning. They all may increase the chance of heart attack or stroke, which can lead to death. This chance increases if you have heart disease or risk factors such as high blood pressure or when NSAIDs are taken for long periods. NSAIDs, including Celebrex, increase the chance of serious skin or allergic reactions or stomach and intestine problems such as bleeding and ulcers, which can occur without warning and may cause death. Patients also taking aspirin and the elderly are at increased risk for stomach bleeding and ulcers. Do not take Celebrex if you've had an asthma attack, hives, or other allergies to aspirin, NSAIDs, or sulfonamides. Get help right away if you have swelling of the face or throat or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor your medical history and find an arthritis treatment for you. Visit Celebrex.com and ask your doctor about Celebrex for a body in motion.
Those with frequent heartburn imagine a day free of worry. A day when we can eat what we want, drink what we want, and sleep soundly through the night. Finally, that day has arrived with Prevacid 24 Hour. Just one pill helps keep you heartburn-free for a full 24 hours. Prevent the acid that causes frequent heartburn all day, all night. Now we are free, happy. With Prevacid 24 Hour, happiness is a day without heartburn.
OsteoBioflex is a great product. I can go back and do gardening with comfort.
OsteoBioflex with 5 locks in advance shows improvement in joint comfort within 7 days. OsteoBioflex, now available in a new and different 1-per-day formula.
Sometimes you need tomorrow to finish what you started today. For the aches and sleeplessness in between, there's Motrin PM. No other medicine, not even Advil PM, is more effective for pain and sleeplessness. Motrin PM.
To give you a sense of the density of the population in Japan, it's as if you took half the population of the United States and moved everyone up into a state the size of Montana, which gives you a sense of how much need is concentrated in every acre. And this week's Christiane Amanpour decided to look into how long.
Diane, more than 90 countries are offering aid and assistance, but even 4 days into this disaster, the magnitude is so huge and the desperation overwhelming.
I need food. I'm running out of food, says this businesswoman.
But the good news is that some aid was pre-positioned, part of Japan's earthquake preparedness effort. We're trying to feed 2,000 people, maybe more. We'll continue as long as our rice lasts, says this aid worker. But the rice, like the rest of the supplies, is not nearly enough. So much more is needed, and the effort is Herculean. We saw that firsthand at the Red Cross Command Center here. What is your biggest challenge right now?
The biggest challenge is for our relief operation at this moment is logistics.
Much of northern Japan's infrastructure is in tatters, as we saw from the air. Its coastal roads, bridges, and its rail system are all underwater, making it nearly impossible to reach by land. And so for now, the humanitarian intervention is dependent on military helicopters and any other aircraft to bring supplies in. But even so,
can you cope with caring for the whole coast?
This is beyond our imagination.
The Red Cross tells us that despite the logistical difficulties, the most urgent priority is getting food and water to any who may have survived. And after that, Diane, the grim task of collecting the bodies.
Christiane, thank you. Christiane Amanpour reporting from Tokyo. And when we come back, a master class in enduring crisis from the Japanese people.
Osteoporosis treatment, no big deal. So I have to wait up to an hour just to eat or drink. I've got time to kill.
Yeah, right. I'm a working woman.
And I'm busy.
Why should osteoporosis therapy disrupt my morning routine? With new Atelvia, there's no wait.
Unlike other osteoporosis medicines, Atelvia has a delayed-release formulation, so you can take it right after breakfast and help protect your bones. Do not take Atelvia if you have esophagus problems, low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or cannot sit or stand for 30 minutes. Follow all dosing instructions. Stop taking Atelvia and tell your doctor if you experience difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, which may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. Tell your doctor if you develop dental or jaw problems, as serious jawbone problems have been reported rarely. Also, tell your doctor if you develop severe bone, joint, or muscle pain, or any hip, groin, or thigh pain, as unusual thigh bone fractures have been reported rarely.
With Atelvia, the mornings are all mine.
Talk to your doctor about new Atelvia.
What are you gonna miss when you have an allergy attack? Benadryl is more effective than Claritin at relieving your worst symptoms and works when you need it most. Benadryl, you can't pause life.
If you've been to the hospital with heart-related chest pain or a heart attack, known as ACS,
you may not want to face the fact that you're at greater risk of a heart attack or stroke. Plavix helps protect people with ACS against heart attack or stroke. People like you. It's one of the most researched prescription medicines. Adding Plavix to your other heart medicines goes beyond what they do alone by helping to keep blood platelets from sticking and forming dangerous clots. Plavix, protection against heart attack or stroke in people with ACS.
Plavix is not for everyone. Certain genetic factors in some medicines, such as Prilosec, reduce the effect of Plavix, leaving you at greater risk for heart attack and stroke. Your doctor may use genetic tests to determine treatment. Don't stop taking Plavix without talking to your doctor, as your risk of heart attack or stroke may increase. People with stomach ulcers or conditions that cause bleeding should not use Plavix. Taking Plavix alone or with some other medicines, including aspirin, may increase bleeding risk, which can potentially be life-threatening. So tell your doctor when planning surgery. Tell your doctor all medicines you take, including aspirin, especially if you've had a stroke. If fever, unexplained weakness, or confusion develops, tell your doctor promptly. These may be signs of TTP, a rare but potentially life-threatening condition reported sometimes less than 2 weeks after starting Plavix.
On the brink of nuclear disaster, all the world watching. And tomorrow, inside the race to stop nuclear meltdown. Can it be done? And who are the heroes racing to save lives? Tomorrow, ABC News is there in the disaster zone on Good Morning America on ABC.
There's a Japanese proverb that after a great storm, you can see more clearly where there is solid ground. As I traveled around this region, here's some of what I saw.
Here in the landscape left behind by the storm without pity,
hello. Konnichiwa.
the people here show what has always been at the heart of the Japanese culture.
You need the food. You need the food. Oh, we're fine. We have enough for us, so we want to share.
In Japan, Shinto, Buddhist, and Confucian traditions promote considering community when you consider yourself. We saw this video on YouTube the moment after the earthquake interrupted a graduation ceremony. A brief moment of confusion, and then everyone working together to clear the rubble. The Prime Minister used the phrase in announcing the blackouts he said would be required because of the shortage of electricity.
This is the toughest and the most difficult crisis for Japan.
But now we learn the government-ordered blackouts don't have to happen, because the people voluntarily stopped using non-essential power. This is a shelter. Some of these people here for days, and look.
It's recycling, organized for recycling. Plastic, combustible, burnable, canes.
The Japanese call it itai. It means to come together as one body. And something else astonishing after a disaster, not a single reported case of looting in a country of 128 million people. Instead, we saw astonishing patience and order, the long lines everywhere outside the grocery store for basics. You never believe this mother and so many others patiently hold their children for 3 hours while waiting to get food. And before we leave, a new mother traveling the day the earthquake struck, giving birth amid the aftershocks, saying, "I hope the baby is strong," and brings new hope to Japan.
And be sure to watch Nightline later on tonight. Our co-anchor Bill Weir is here, right here in Japan as well. And we'll see you back here from Japan tomorrow night. Until then, we hope you have a good night at home in the United States.
Stay with ABC News for the latest details and complete coverage of disaster in the Pacific. And to find out how you can help the victims, go to abcnews.com.
Next Monday, 11 new stars make their move. And with a cast this unpredictable, it's anybody's game.
Are you ready? It'll have to do.
Dancing with the Stars 2-hour premiere event live. Next Monday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Introducing the ABC7 iPad app, the perfect size app for breaking news, weather, and incredible video from Eyewitness News. Cool.
What are you doing? Fixing the name. It's fiber none.
Looks like one.
Well, I know. Put an N there.
Ah, Fiber One Honey Cluster cereal. That's really good.
It tastes good, so there can't be fiber in it.
It's actually got about half a day's worth of fiber.
It says so right in the box.
Really? Try it.
Honey, touch of brown sugar, crunchy clusters.
Any cardboard?
Cardboard, no. Delicious, yes.
So where's the fiber?
Maybe it's in the honey clusters.
Fiber One. Cardboard, no. Delicious, yes.
Traveling to LAX can be a problem. Gas, parking, traffic? Not anymore. One click and shuttle to LAX.com takes you from home to LAX for only $20.